It's that time of the year again, the time of the year when the Department of Homeland Security and the Fear Factory in Washington, D.C. doles out things like credible threats and a tweaking of the terror alert system. Most Americans are taking it very seriously this year as President Obama and the traitors occupying the nation's capital have doubled down on the infusion of potential jihadi terrorists flowing into the United States. And while Obama and his family vacation far away from the maddening crowd, gun sales are soaring once again in the United States, with shoppers taking advantage of the holiday season to allay their fears of terrorism and potential gun control measures. Figures for November show that the FBI carried out some 2.2 million background checks on potential sales of guns. The figure constitutes a 24% increase on figures recorded this time last year and is the 7th consecutive month to see a record number of checks. As we previously noted, on Black Friday, a record 185,345 background checks were processed by the FBI. In October, the FBI carried out 1,976,759 instant background checks. While the figures don't represent a one-to-one calculation for gun sales, they are considered a reliable indicator of overall gun sales. Sales between private parties are not subject to background checks. FBI stats also show that almost 20 million firearm-related checks have been carried out in 2015, with 1 month still to be calculated. The overall figure should surpass 2013's record of 21,009,273 checks. Gun sales and concealed carry permit applications in the U.S. have continued to spike in the days following the terror attacks in Paris and San Bernardino, according to gun store owners. Eric Wallace, manager of Adventure Outdoors in Smyrna, Georgia, told Today,
"Ever since the Paris attacks, we've had a lot of customers coming in, buying, first guns, buying guns to protect their homes, their families, and themselves."
Like any good husband, asked for the list of Christmas items that you'd like to have, and one of the items was a firearm.
In addition to the terrorist threat, President Obama has not tried to hide the fact that he intends to introduce gun control legislation via executive fiat. There can be no doubt that this is driving higher gun sales. Last week, White House Communications Director Jen Psaki told Bloomberg that within a matter of weeks, not months, Obama will review recommendations for executive orders provided to him at the request by the Department of Justice.
"I believe in people's lawful right to bear arms. I will not take your shotgun away. I will not take your rifle away. I won't take your handgun away."
The DOJ continues to work on options to allow Obama to skirt around Congress on the issue and effectively counter lawsuits that pro-Second Amendment rights groups have prepared. According to Psaki, Obama is planning a range of steps that can be taken as it relates to the people who have access to guns and how people gain access to guns, and that he will not be satisfied unless some kind of action is taken on firearms before the end of his term. However, Rand Paul has introduced legislation intended to block any effort by the incumbent president to enforce gun control by executive action, relegating the president's potential action to an advisory position. Stock up, folks. Interesting times are upon us, but don't shoot your eye out. John Bound for Infowars.com.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there was a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, InfoWars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and promote homeland security while sticking their hands down on the pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch, the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.